Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today our subject is contemporary issues and trends in education. Its code is 381 and lecture number 13. Today our topic is concept of population education. The outlines of lectures are: first of all, we shall study about population, then its meanings and definition, then its objectives of population education, then role of population education. So first of all, we see that what is meant by population. Population refers to a group of individuals or a group of people in a specific area, region or country. This group may be small, moderate or large in number. In other words, we can say that a population is a number of living people that live together in the same place. A city's population is the number of people living in that city. These peoples are called inhabitants or residents. Usually, population refers to the number of humans in a certain area. So if we ask that what is concept of population, so we can explain it as a population is defined as a group of individuals of the same species living and interbreeding within a given area. Scientists study population by examining how individuals in that population interact with each other and how the population as a whole interact with its environment. So, what is population and its types? A discrete assemblage of entities with identifiable characteristics such as people, animals, with the objectives of analysis and data collection is called a population. It consists of a similar group of species who dwell in a particular geographical location with the capacity to interbreed. Now there are some characteristics of population, like population may be characterized as with respect to the population size, population density, population spacing and age structure is the number of individuals in a population at a given time. Growth in population means more mouths to feed, more bodies to clothe and more families to provide shelter for. So this is what the population education is the next term that we shall study ahead. That meanings of population education. Population education is the term used internationally to refer to educational programs to assist learners to acquire the knowledge, skills, attitudes and values that will enable them to make informed decisions about population, events and issues which will affect their quality of life and of theirs. So what is definition of population education? Population education in layman's language is the education about population matters, that is fertility, mortality, migration, etc. So population education is the term used internationally to refer to educational programs. It can be defined as a process of developing awareness and understanding of population situation among people and making them more responsible toward managing the population. Why is population education? Because it is an educational process which helps people to understand the nature, the causes, and consequences of population events. Its main purpose is to create awareness, to provide knowledge, and to develop positive attitude for improving population situation, to ensure a better life now and in future. Now, according to the definition of UNESCO, population education is an educational program which provides for a study of population situation of the family, the community, nation, and world, with the purpose of developing in the students rational and responsible attitudes and behaviors toward that situation. So, what are the objectives of population education? Major objectives of population education means that is to educate the people about the population situation, ideals for family, for the community, and for the country. Population education may be defined as an educational program which provides for the study of the population phenomena so as to enable the students to make rational decisions toward problems arising out of rapid population growth. According to Gopal Rao, population education, an educational program which provides for the study of population phenomena so as to enable the students to make rational decisions toward problems arising of rapid population growth. So, population of Pakistan. Before going to the population of Pakistan, again I would explain that most of the people agree population education with education of the population. If we go deep into the matter, we will find out that population education is education about population matter, that is fertility, mortality, migration, etc. So it is an educational process which helps people to understand the nature, the causes and consequences of population event. If we see the population of Pakistan, then Pakistan officially, the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, is a country in South Asia. It is the world's fifth most populous country with a population exceeding 212.2 million. By area, it is the 33rd largest country, spanning 8,81,913 square kilometers. And if we see the population of Pakistan, so in 2020 the inhabitants will be 208.57 millions, as it were 204.73 in 2019 and 200.96 millions that was in 2018, and 197.26 millions people were there in 2017. So we can see that how the population is increasing. So how many Muslims are in Pakistan? Islam is the state religion of Pakistan, and about 95 to 98% of Pakistanis are Muslims. Pakistan has the second largest number of Muslims in the world after Indonesia. The majority are Sunni, estimated at 75% to 95%, with an estimated 5 to 20% Shia. And another survey in 2012 found that 6% of Pakistani Muslims were Shia. So how many foreigners live in Pakistan? So 32 lakhs 54,000 people of foreigners they are living in Pakistan. So based on United report World Population Policies 2005, So as I told, that total immigrant population in Pakistan was estimated to 32 lakh and 54,000, representing 2.1% of the national population and ranked 13th in the world. Now there are some problems. First of all, we see that what are the causes of overpopulation. Overpopulation occurs when a species population exceeds the carrying capacity of its ecological niche. It can result from an increase in births, fertility rate, a decline in the mortality rate, an increase in immigration, or an unsustainable biome and depletion of resources. Over the last half century, the population of the world has exploded. At the time of writing, there are 7 billion people on the planet, and this number is projected to grow in a short period of time. Of all of the environmental challenges facing the planet today, overpopulation is one that sometimes slips under the radar. Issues like pollution, climate change, and water shortages all seems to take precedence, but overpopulation is one of the main contributors to many other environmental issues. First of all, the main problems due to overpopulation, that is food problem. Then economical problem is there. Then younger generation problem is there. Then environmental problem is there. Then education problem is also there. So the issue is compounded by the difficulty in providing solutions by this problem and misunderstanding of the causes and effects of overpopulation. So first of all, if we see that food problem, so food production depends on croplands and water supply, which are under strain as human population increase. Pressure on limited land resources, driven in part by population growth, can mean expansion of cropland. So this often involves destruction of vital forest resources or over exploitation of arable land. How does food shortage affect populations? The rate of population increase is higher than increase in food production. The world is consuming more than it is producing, so leading to decline in food stock and storage level and increased food prices due to the soaring demand in midst low supply. So the Population Institute estimates that a 70% increase in food production will also have to take into account increase in energy prices as well as factors such as groundwater depletions, the loss of farmland to urbanization, and potential flooding and droughts caused by the climate change. The second one is economical problem. So a large population has the potential to the great for economic development, but limited resources and a larger population puts pressures on the resources that do exist. So one of the biggest impact on economic development is the geographic features of the environment. So different countries have different natural resources. So the possible impact of declining population that leads to departmental recessions or decline in basic services and infrastructure. If the GDP of the community declines, there is a less demand or basic services such as hotels, restaurants, and shops. Then if we see the younger generation problem, so much has been made of the challenges of aging societies, but it is the youth bulge that tends to put greater pressure on the global economy. So political unrest spur mass migration and have profound consequences for everything from marriage to internet access to the growth of cities. The parable of our time will be, mind you are young or they will trouble you in your old age. Then we see the environmental problems. So population growth is the increase in the number of people living in a particular area. So since population can grow exponentially, resource depletion can occur rapidly, leading to specific environmental concerns such as global warming and deforestation and decreasing uh, biodiversity. So population is growing rapidly, for outpacing the ability of our planet to support it given current practices. So overpopulation is associated with the negative environmental and economic outcomes ranging from the impact of overfarming, deforestation and water pollution to the eutrophication and global warming. Then in education problems, so education leads to lower birth rates and slow population growth. He says that this makes it easier for countries to develop. A more educated workforce can make a poverty, education and economic growth easier to achieve. Combined with population growth, it adds pressure to the system. So education can reduce fertility because better educated women earn more and may raise their children more effectively. So education also improves maternal and child health, thereby increasing a women's physical capacity to give birth and reducing economic necessity for more children. Then why population education? Major objective of population education is that to educate the people about the population situation, ideals for the family, for the community and for the country. The main objective of population education is to educate the people that population situation ideals for the family, for the community and for the country. Population education motivates the people to have small families. It gives the message of all small families and inform the people about prenatal care and child welfare. The more objectives are to enable the students to understand that family size is controlled, development of higher quality of life in the nation, that a small family size can contribute materially to the quality of living for the individual's family, and to enable the students to appreciate the fact that for preserving the health and welfare of members of the family and to ensure good prospects for the younger generation, the Indian or Pakistani families of today and tomorrow should be small and compact, and to give accurate information to the students about the effect of changes in family size and initial population on the individual. Population education provides knowledge of the advantages of small family. Its other objective is to educate the interrelationship between growth and population and economic development, and to create awareness about the danger of sexuality transmitted disease, to provide knowledge of the population growth according to carrying capacity of the country, to make the people conscious and careful in formulation of population planning related activities. So few of the other objectives are there, like to provide knowledge and understanding of the prevailing situation, create awareness among the students about population matter, environment and supply and demand of essential commodities, provide necessary skills to evaluate the impact and consequence of population growth on society, and to give the knowledge of population policy and population measures, and to provide the knowledge of cause of population growth and government efforts to check it, to develop awareness on the population dynamics, to provide the knowledge of manpower management and resource development, and to enable students to know the merits of small family. Then there is a role of education in population education. Remember that population explosion affects every aspects of man's life, individual, national and international. It affects health, wealth and happiness of individuals and families. It also affects the prosperity and progress of nation, international security and peace. So in order to minimize the problems like food problem, economic problems, younger generation problem, environmental problems and educational problems, so there is an urgent need of population education at all levels. So community forums and voluntary organizations should discuss the drawbacks of large families and the merits of small families. Children in the elementary stage should also be taught through their courses of study. Boys and girls at the secondary stage should be given the knowledge in a scientific way about the reproductive biology system and the sex hygiene. Parent teacher associations can also take the responsibility of educating the families. Schools should assume the responsibility of educating the community, and the families should collaborate with. So this was all about today's lecture. Thank you very much for being with me. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.